Hello, today we have released version 2.16 of the Salus3 cloud platform, which introduces a number of minor bug fixes and enhancements. The latest release also includes a new CAD dispatch module in a basic form and some integration between various modules across the Salus3 cloud platform. So I just want to spend this video to quickly cover off those last 2 points around the integrations and CAD module. When users now log in to the Salus3 cloud platform, they will be presented with a Shift logon screen. Here, they will be able to select an event from the CRM system that they are potentially working on. This is an optional field and doesn't need to be completed. They'll be able to select the current clinical role that they are working to from your current PR Manager Charts role list. They'll be able to select a crew partner and the role that they are working with. And they'll also be able to select a vehicle that they are working on. By doing this at point of logon, when the user goes to create a PRF Manager Charts record, it will pre-populate their clinical role in the treated by section, their crew partners, and also the vehicle. If they do not need to complete this, if they are not logging in as part of an event or to complete patient EPCRs, they can click the skip button. Clicking Save and Continue will then take you into the dashboard screen, or if you're accessing it on a mobile device, the mobile menu. You will also notice now that's on the front dashboard screen. The shift details information is displayed in the top center of the screen. And should a user want to update that because it may have changed, they can click Update and reselect and update the information. If users do not want to see the shift details screen pop up when they log in, if they go into their profile and then select system preferences, they can opt to not show that screen when logging in. Also, at an organization level, if that is functionality that you don't want to pop up for any of your users, you can go into your general system configuration and select the shift details after logon to N, which will stop that automatically prompting up. Users will still be able to complete that screen from the dashboard by clicking the Update button. So if we go into the CRM module and look at our service demands, we will look at a test event record. You will notice that there is a new tab titled Event, and this contains 3 fields. Enable event flag. By default, this will be populated to N as not enabled. By selecting this to Y, it then makes this event available to be selected across the system, such as at the shift login screen. They'll be able to select it when creating a PRF Manager chart, and they'll also be able to select it when creating a CAD dispatch event record. This will also help when PRF Manager chart records, for example, are being linked to an event, or even rota module records as well. When you come to create your post-event reports, your PRF chart records and your shift records will automatically get pre-populated into your post-event report. We are also looking to build an event overview screen that will allow you to be able to see at the click of the button key statistics and information around patient treatments, vehicles, fleet, and rota shifts scheduled and happening during an event. There is also a latitude and a longitude field. This allows you to pre-populate a default coordinates for that event, which is primarily used in the CAD dispatch module, which we'll come on to now. But just before we do move on to the CAD module, I have just pre-populated the latitude and longitude for this event. I've just taken these coordinates off from Google Maps. So I'll now click Save, and we have that information stored. So now that I've selected that enable event flag to Y, if we were to go back to our dashboard and update our shift details, we can now see that we have a CRM event called title. And this is because that's the test name. So that will be the event name that you enter into your CRM record. So I'll just go through and fill in the details for this. Save and continue. So if I now go into PRF Manager Charts and I start a new PRF, it pre-fills in the event that I've selected on my shift details, although it will also allow me to select others if I have more than one event that may be ongoing. Once you close off a CRM module, so you use one of the status that is no longer an open status, then that will drop off the list to keep that list as short as possible. We'll now go and create this PRF Manager chart record, and we can now see that my user has been created with my role, my crew partner and their role, and also the fleet record as well. If we then go into the rotor module and I go to create a new shift, for example, let's fill in some of these. We can now see we have the linked CRM event field here as well. So we can select the related CRM module. I'll see that this rotor record is linked to the CRM event there. I'm going to assign a user to that shift. So if we now go back to our CRM record, and create a post-event report, we can now see that we have our patients pre-linked and also our shifts as well. So by linking PRF Manager chart records to an event and linking rotor records to an event, when you come to your post-event report, then there's no need to go and add records in individually. So I know that's functionality a lot of people have been asking for a while. So we're really happy that we've been able to get kind of this ability to select events that people are on when they're logging in. And then throughout the system, the CRM module, the EPCR, PRF Manager Charts module, the rotor module, it starts to bring things together that can then jumpstart the future development for new functionality as well to provide kind of information at your fingertips. So the second part of the video is around a new CAD module. So we developed this to allow you to record incoming calls for support or requests. We spoke to a couple of customers and people are wanting to use kind of a CAD, a dispatch module for different reasons and different purposes. So hopefully we've put some configuration options in that will allow you to do various things with it. So it all needs to start off with creating a new call. And we do this by selecting the new call option in the menu bar. So first of all, we are being asked to select our event that the call applies to. So we can choose Random Music Festival. We can choose our priority and our call type. Obviously, within our drop-down boxes, you do have kind of search functionality as well. So we'll maybe put this as full. You can take down the reporter name. So the person that's calling this in, do they have a telephone number? Too many numbers there. Get the gist. Nature of the call. Patient fallen over. And any other kind of general notes that you may want to record. So it's just a really simple, basic to get kind of the simple information that you need, and then we can save. So once you've saved that, you then need to select the location of the patient, and there's a number of options that you can do here. So we have manual entry. We can just type something in. We could just type in an address. We could type in a Marshall point. We could type, if we're in an enclosed venue, you know, outside the bar or the donut stand, we can just put in any free text that we want into there. If we want to search for an address, we can pop in a postcode. We'll then be able to search the address from the address gazetteer, and then you'll be able to select an address. That will only work if you currently subscribe to our postcode lookup service. What three words? So you can just record the what three words location, or we can drop a pin on a map, which is particularly useful for your sort of your events, you know, if you're in a certain area. So this will default to the longitude and the latitude. So the latitude and the longitude coordinates that you enter in on your CRM record that I did previously. If you don't fill those in, then the map will default to the coordinates that are in your organization admin settings. So we've got Alexandra Park here as the coordinates in our kind of event CRM event record. So we can, as we can with maps elsewhere, sort of like in the size up module, we can turn on satellite view. There will be a button coming in the next update to make this full screen. It just didn't make it into the code base for this release. So we can then just click, that's where the patient is. If we click wrong, we can untick and click. So we can move this around as we need to, and then just click save. That will then take us into the call details record. We can now see we've got our call ID, and then we've got our sort of dates and times that the records have been received. That the call time that was received. So we're tracking that at point of entry. So we can now see that we've got our details that we've entered here. On our location, we have got a little bug at the moment where the map doesn't display properly in some cases. If you press the full screen icon and take it back down, then it does display it properly. The red map icon here is the location of your patient. If you realize that is the wrong location, you can click to put a blue pointer wherever you want to record the patient. If you then click update location, you'll then see, there we go, that pointer has moved. So you can move that pointer around the map if you want to. We then have a dispatch tab. This is where you can record personnel that you've assigned to that call or assigned to that patient. So we can assign Craig to here. We can also assign units. So sort of the vehicles from our fleet module. We can also assign them to the call. And then we've also got a free text dispatch notes box as well. We then have a patient tab where we can record the patient name. We've also got a person type if we want to be capturing that. Useful things like film set, sort of medical, where you might need to differentiate between public and staff that you may be treating. So we can save all of that information. And then there's also an outcome. So there's a resolution. Resolution can be treatment not required, taken by ambulance, refused treatment, painkillers given, for example, or referral. And have you completed an accident report for this person? That might not be applicable to everybody, but those were some comments that we were receiving. And then we can click save and track all of that through there. And then we can also close it out as well. Once it's closed, we've then got a date, time closed, and a closed by. There are security permissions around this to do with access, edit, and reopening calls. And then you have a list of your open calls. So you can also, so you can see open calls, and then you have your closed calls as well. So you can easily see what's going on. But there's going to be another minor release probably in the next week, because there's some functionality that we've not been able to get in for this release that we wanted to get out this week. So to do with reporting. So we're going to create some pre-developed reports so you can easily see the data that you're holding in the CAD module. We're also going to add the CAD module into our API server. So if you're using business intelligence reporting, such as Microsoft Power BI, for example, you'll be able to pull the data through your existing API feeds. So we'll be looking to do that hopefully in the next week as well. So that's overview of the CAD module. There are some more developments that we are going to do with the CAD module. For example, linking that in with the PR Manager charts module, so which will then pull through patient information, location, all the details, similar to how we work with ResGrid. So we'll get that integration in as well. So you're not kind of having to double enter information. So as always with kind of new module developments, there is a CAD configuration option in organization admin. Not quite sure why it's not displaying this menu. So here, this is where you can set your default latitude and longitude. So if you don't set them in your event maps, then the map will at least load to a point somewhere in the country. And then you've got your list editors. So where you've got your call types, you can go in and sort of customize the call types. You can create your own for that. Person types, priorities, if you're calling things different to the standard config. So as with all the other modules, you can kind of edit that. So if you have any ideas for the future development of the CAD module, please let us know. via the feature-based site or by just dropping an email to support@salus3.co.uk. And then also around, we want to create an overview screen that will show you everything for your events, from CAD calls to PRFs to staffing. So if there are key metrics that you feel would be really useful to yourselves, then please do get in touch, support@salus3.co.uk, so we can add that into the development program. Thank you.